elect. Words of encouragement. Maybe President Steele. Would you want to do the words of encouragement? Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you very much, President Oglala. You took me by surprise here. I'd just like to say that I am on the tribal council here, and I think I have something to offer the Oglala Oyate for the future with my past experiences. I was elected to this tribal council in 1978. And I represented Wounded District for 2 terms, 1978, 1980. I became vice president thereafter for 2 terms. And I think that my past experiences, we had what was that, Donna, that commissioner that came to Pine Ridge here last week. And these dignitaries that come here have something special that they want to do, and we need to work with them. And I talk about my past experiences. He came because of nutritious food to the Oglalas. And my past experiences, I know that President Ironclad from Porcupine started in 1979 the Miniwichoni project, water from the Missouri River, because I just had never put enough monies into water. We couldn't build houses because they didn't have the money to dig the wells. Our water underground, as identified in 1969 by women of all red nations who did water testing, found that there's high contamination of radioactivity in the Red Shirt Table, Oglala, Manderson, Sharps Corner, Porcupine areas. Causes cancer. High contamination in the Kyle area and the Pass Creek and the rest of the reservation of arsenic, which causes diabetes, and high in nitrates, which takes the oxygen out of the blood supply. And this was detrimental to especially the elderly and the babies. So thinking about the future, because we couldn't impact the health of the people then, President Ironclad did the Missouri River water pipeline that is not only treated to have the best quality, but ongoing testing of that water so that our children would be healthier. And the tribe in the past worked with USDA. And those people out of Denver, USDA, called our USD commodity program, we think it's just surplus commodities, the treaty rations. And they changed the content of those treaty rations so that they would be healthier. And I was sorry we lost the syrup, but we have unsalted crackers. The canned beef has less fats. Commodity program used to have this pickup truck, and in the back was this great big cutout cardboard of Hulk Hogan, and on the side of the truck it said the Commod Bod. And all the people on Pine Ridge recognized that commodities was causing obesity and was for bad health of our people. So we got USDA to change that for the health of the future generations. Now, this commissioner that visited us needs to know a little bit about our past and how we are concerned about the future health of our children and ourselves. This tribal council needs, I think, to recognize since 1935, this tribal council existed but was a rubber stamp for the superintendent, the BIA. That's all it was. The superintendent was the ultimate authority, all decisions he made. It wasn't until 1975. President Richard Nixon passed the Indian Self-Determination Education Assistance Act. When I got on the council in 1978, this tribal council had contracted 3 BIA programs at that time. And it was growing. This tribal council developed the land office, our healthcare systems. Things are changing today. And this tribal council has the responsibility to see that things are changed for the betterment of our kids, that they can operate a sovereign tribal government. And we need to talk about our sovereignty. We are the utmost sovereign. Today, this tribal council has kept the criminal and civil jurisdictions. We own all the taxes. The state of South Dakota is a good neighbor, and we will deal with them on cooperative agreements signed as equals. But this tribal council has the responsibility to maintain that sovereignty and to recognize it. And on an ongoing basis, this tribal council has to educate every federal worker, from the lowest paid one up to your politicians in Washington. They are just people. They get jobs. They don't know of us, of our sovereignty. We are more sovereign than most of the tribes in these United States. 470 some tribes, state recognized by the federal government, no treaties. We are a treaty tribe that has our treaty ratified by 2/3 of the United States Senate and signed by the president. It's an international treaty. The federal government, all of these years and still today, because we keep them responsible for the administration of our health care, those treaty promises. They think because they operate it, that they can do as they want. They give those self-governance tribes more money to operate than us. Because they operate us, they put us at the bottom of the list. This tribal council is tired of being at the bottom of the list. And we need to get on their case for the benefit of the people, the health care of our relatives. And so this tribal council has a big responsibility and a status and a future that other tribes don't have. So, tribal council, we count on you to make a better future to make life better for our people today. I know you can do it. I'm telling you now that this tribe is still growing. And we look to President Starr comes out to lead us. And that we can understand one another so that our people can live better and have a better future. Thank you. You gotta give me a moment's notice next time. I could sit here and I can talk and tell you more of the past doings of the tribe, how we got to where we are, how it takes people like you, tribal councilman, and individual, to help us grow in a better way. Thank you.
Thank you, President Steele. You'll have 2 years to be able to fill in the rest of that. So, yeah, I guess so we'll go to item number 4, swearing in. This judge, Judge, okay, Judge Dillion. Okay, Judge Dillion, if you want to come up to the mic up here, and then I think they have the oath, right? Yeah, okay, it needs an oath. Yeah, so cool. Okay, so then, so at this time, I think Judge Dillion is going to do the oath, and then after this, President-elect Starr comes out, is going to be sworn in as president, and he'll take over the meeting after that. So, thank you. And it's going to be all at the same time, so council just he'll walk you through it. So thank you.
Would you each raise your right hand? I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will promote, preserve, and strengthen the general health and welfare of the Oglala Lakota Oyate. And I will support and defend this Constitution and the human rights of the Oglala Lakota Oyate and the human rights of other peoples as recognized in the international laws, treaties, which include both the 1851 and 1868 Fort Laramie treaties and declarations. Congratulations to you all, and thank you for your service to your people.
Good morning, council. We're going to have a little a song for Kevin. or Outgoing, you would. Lakota Jackie. Kevin, what's your Indian name?
It's Matka Ikilia.
Okay, first order of business, secretary call for the roll call. Oh, so sorry.
Wesley Hawkins Senior,
Emilio, ho.
Jim Meeks,
Here.
Cora Whitehorse. Here. Brian Jumping Eagle Senior,
Here.
Howard Rooks,
Here.
Austin Watkins Senior,
Oh.
Tyler Yellowboy,
Present.
Wendell Youngman Junior,
Present.
Anna Hulverson. Here. James Cross,
I'm actually here.
Ella Giancarlo,
Here.
George Dreamer Junior,
President on Zoom. I'm also up here in Rapid City. My wife's going into labor, so I'll be in and out of the Zoom meeting. So sorry, council, for not being there today.
Robin Tapio. Present. Tyler Lundeman,
Here.
David Poyer.
Here.
Sonia Little Hog Weston. Here. Jackie Sears. Here. Don Rigosper.
Here.
John Still. Garfield Still.
Here.
Craig Dillon.
Here.
Okay, 21 present. Next item on agenda is approval of agenda.
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Still, second by Ella Giancarlo. Roll call.
Some name tags?
Wesley Hawkins Senior,
Oh.
Jim Meeks, Cora Whitehorse, Yes. Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Howard Rooks,
Yes.
Austin Watkins Senior,
Oh.
Tyler Yellowboy,
Yes.
Wendell Youngman Junior,
Yes.
Anna Holverson,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo,
Yes.
George Streamer Junior,
Yes.
Robin Tapio. Yes. Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston. Ha. Jackie Sears. Uh-huh. John Rigosbert,
Yes.
John Still. Garfield Still,
Yep.
Craig Dillon.
Yes.
21 unanimous. Okay, next item on the agenda is certification of 2022 OST elections.
Good morning, council, and congratulations, Councilman Dreamer. So we have the resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council approving the November 8th, 2022 Oglala Sioux Tribal election results and the election of Alicia Musso by acclamation during the October 2022 OST election. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14, 1935, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, 25 USC subsection 5123, and under Article 3 of the Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. And whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe conducted an election for all 21 district council representatives positions for the OST president and for the OST vice president positions of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. And whereas the position of the vice president of the Oglala Sioux Tribe was declared election by acclamation during the October 2022 OST primary election because candidate Alicia Musso received more than 50% of the votes cast. And whereas the OST Election Commission has certified the results of the November 7th, 2022 election for the position of all 21 council representative positions for the president position and previously certified the OST vice president position, and that there are no challenges or appeals pending on November 8th, 2022 OST election. And whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe believes that the results of the OST general election should be approved by the Oglala Sioux Tribe, now therefore be it resolved that the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council does hereby approve the results of the November 8th, 2022 OST general election results, which are attached hereto and approved by the reference as it fully set forth. Be it further resolved that Alicia Musso was elected by acclamation to the position of OST Vice President during the Oglala Sioux Tribe October 2022 primary election is hereby approved by the OST Vice President position by the Oglala Sioux Tribe. Be it further resolved that the following persons have been declared to hold the following offices for the 2022-2024 administration. Executive Committee, Frank Starr comes out. Vice President, Alicia Musso. Eagle Nest District, Wesley Hawkins Senior, Jim Meeks. Lake Creek District, Craig Dillon, Cora Whitehorse. Oglala District, Tyler Yellowboy, Wendell Youngman Jr. Pine Ridge District, Ella Giancarlo, George Streamer Jr., Robin Tapio. Porcupine District, Tyler Lunderman, David Poyer. Pass Creek District, James Cross, Anna Halverson. Wounded Knee District, Garfield Still, John Still Sr. Wakbomni District, Donroy Cubby Gosper, Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Jackie Sears. Medicine Root District, Ryan Jumping Eagle, Howard Rooks, Austin Watkins Sr. Certification.
Motion to approve.
We have a question on the floor.
Can you add into your motion that there be an amendment to correct the spelling of Alicia's name? In the title, onto third whereas, and the first be it further result.
Yes, ma'am, that's fine.
Thank you.
We have a motion by Councilman Carlo and second by Tyler Yellowboy. Roll call.
Wesley Hawkins Senior,
Oh.
Jim Meeks, Cora Whitehorse,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Howard Rooks,
Yes.
Austin Watkins Senior,
Oh.
Tyler Yellowboy,
Yes.
Wendell Youngman Junior,
Yes.
Anna Halverson,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo,
Yes.
George Dreamer Junior,
Yes.
Robin Tapio,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer.
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Ha.
Jackie Sears,
Uh-huh.
John Rigosper,
Yes.
John Steele, Garfield Steele,
Yes.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman? This is
Yes.
Russ Zephyr.
Go ahead.
Could I state something?
Yes.
I think we need to add a clause in there that addresses the chief judge. I sent a change to Stacy, but I guess she might not have received it, but I didn't hear it in the resolution that was read. But there was just one whereas and a therefore be it resolved. If we could add that to it. I was trying to get on there, but I couldn't. You're a little too fast on the gun there. I could read those, that whereas to you and the therefore be it resolved if you want to add it to it.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, the additional whereas would be whereas a vote was conducted for the position of Chief Judge of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Court on the November 8th, 2022 general election, and Mr. Dave Dillon was elected to serve a 6-year term of office. That's the addition to the whereas. And the be it further resolved would be last one after the Medicine District names. Be it further resolved that Mr. Dave Dillon is elected to a 6-year term of office as the Chief Judge of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Court.
Councilman Carlo, is that okay?
Mr. Chair.
Just a second. Councilman Carlo, I didn't hear you.
I think Garfield has a question first.
Okay, go ahead. Councilman Steele.
You know, we already ran a vote on this. I think we should do a whole nother separate resolution. That amendment piece should have been added prior to the vote.
I agree, Chairman.
Can we get that, ask for another resolution by the end of the meeting?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Councilman Poyer.
I agree with Mr. Steele because the way I'm reading it, this is for those who are elected for the governing bodies such as the president, vice, and us here. So it doesn't include the chief judge. Thank you.
Okay, I believe there's a whole nother resolution for that. Any other questions out there? Someone had their hand up. Go ahead, Councilman Little Hawk Weston.
Thank you, President. I was going to say that I think he said he sent a resolution to Stacy with that change. Okay, so well, I think he's getting the resolution done, I guess.
I believe she didn't get it. Councilman Whitehorse.
Yeah, there's a section in here, but there's no resolution in it, so. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But I think we should probably swear him in before we do the resolution.
Okay, Chief Judge Dillion, could you come up here? I guess we could proceed with the swearing in. I state your name,
I, David Dillon,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will promote, preserve, and strengthen
that I will promote, preserve, and strengthen
the general health and welfare
the general health and welfare
of the Oglala Lakota Oyate,
the Oglala Lakota Oyate.
and I will support and defend this Constitution
And I will support and defend this Constitution
and the human rights of the Oglala Lakota Oyate
and the human rights of the Oglala Lakota Oyate
and the human rights of other peoples
and the human rights of other people
as recognized in international laws,
as recognized in international law,
treaties,
treaties,
which include both the 1851 and 68
which include the 1851 and 1868
Fort Laramie treaties and declarations.
Fort Laramie treaties and declarations.
Thank you. Okay, moving on, selection of the OST secretary.
Question.
Go ahead.
I think we only had one candidate for our applicant for the selecting of the secretary. I'd like to make that motion to approve of that candidate, Ms. Stacy Tulance.
Okay, motion by Councilman Little Hawk Weston, second by Councilman Jumping Eagle. Sorry. Okay, round the vote.
Wesley Hawkins Senior,
Oh.
Jim Meeks,
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Howard Rooks,
Yes.
Austin Watkins Senior,
Oh.
Tyler Yellowboy,
Yes.
Wendell Youngman Junior,
Yes.
Anna Holverson,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo,
Yes.
George Dreamer Junior,
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer.
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Jackie Sears,
Oh,
John Ray Gosper, John Still, Garfield Still,
Yes.
Craig Dillon.
Yes.
21 unanimous. Okay, before we move on, Stacy, would you like to say a few words?
Wapila Tanka Tribal Council, and welcome family, friends, and Lakota Oyate. Before I begin, I'd like to give a little bit of background to the new people in the circle. I was raised in Rainbow Valley of the Wakpamni district from the Mahokis Anupa Tioshpaya. My parents are Vincent Tulant Sr. and Vistana Red Owl Tulants. I'm the youngest girl of 10 children. This will be my third term as secretary. I was selected in 1998, and then I returned last term for the Killer Muso administration. I have an associate's degree in computer science, and I have a bachelor's degree in business administration. I take the selection of tribal secretary very seriously. For me, it's not just keeping track and recording tribal government actions. It is also being able to preserve records which contain words and wisdom from many of our past tribal leaders, such as Johnson Holy Rock, Gerald One Feather, Teresa Hutt Two Bulls, and our very own Mr. John Still Sr., and so many other respected leaders. And I will continue to record and preserve our tribal records and to uphold the Constitution and my duties of the Oglala Sioux tribe. Pilamayapi.
Wapila, Stacy.
Congratulations, Secretary Tulance. Look forward to working with you in this next term. We have the resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe certifying the selection of Stacy L. Tulance as Secretary of the Oglala Sioux Tribe for the 2022-2024 Star Comes Out Muso administration. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14, 1935, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, codified at 25 USC subsection 5123, and under Article 3 of the Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. And whereas Article 3, Section 6 of the Constitution provides that the officers of the tribal council shall be a president and a vice president elected by the members of the Oglala Sioux Tribe at large, and a secretary, a treasurer, and such other officers as may be deemed necessary, elected by the tribal council from within or outside its own number. Officers selected from outside the membership of the council shall have no vote in the council, except that the president shall vote in the case of a tie. And whereas on December 6, 2022, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council selected Stacy L. Tulance for the position of Secretary of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, and therefore be it resolved that the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council does hereby certify its selection of Stacy L. Tulance for the position of Secretary of the Oglala Sioux Tribe for the 2022-2024 Star Comes Out Muso administration certification.
And I made the motion and seconded, Ryan? I motion. I think that was just read for the record because we voted
Yes,
already.
yes, it was.
Yeah. We can run the motion, Mr. Chair, President, because that was just selecting her. So I think we just need to run this resolution. I motioned.
Second.
Okay, second by Councilman Sears. Call for vote.
Wesley Hawkins Senior,
Oh.
Jim Meeks,
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Howard Rooks,
Yes.
Austin Watkins Senior,
Oh.
Tyler Yellowboy,
Yes.
Wendell Youngman Junior,
Yes.
Anna Hulverson,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo,
Yes.
George Dreamer Junior, George Dreamer Junior, Robin Tapio. Yes. Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer.
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston. Jackie Sears,
Uh-huh.
Don Rigosper, John Still, Garfield Still,
Yes.
Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Okay, 20 yes, one not voting. Stacy? You come to the front.
I state your name.
I, Stacy Lynch,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will promote, preserve,
that I will promote, preserve,
and strengthen
and strengthen
the general health and welfare
the general health and welfare
of the Oglala Lakota Oyate. And I will support and defend this Constitution and the human rights of the Oglala Lakota Oyate and the human rights of other peoples as recognized in international laws, treaties, which include both the 1851 and 1868 Fort Laramie treaties and declarations. Congratulations.
Okay, moving on to the next item on the agenda, selection of OST treasurer. Go ahead, Councilman Weiner.
I'm going to follow Councilwoman Little Hawk Weston's lead, and since there is only one applicant for the position, I'll motion to approve the selection.
Second.
Second, Tyler Yellowboy. Call for the vote.
Wesley Hawkins Senior,
Oh.
Jim Meeks,
Yes.
Carl Whitehorse,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Howard Brooks,
Yes.
Austin Watkins Senior, Tyler Yellowboy,
Yes.
Wendell Youngman Junior,
Yes.
Anna Halverson, sorry,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo,
Yes.
George Dreamer Junior, Robin Tapio,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer.
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Jackie Sears,
Uh-huh.
Don Roy Gosper,
Yes.
John Still,
Yes.
Garfield Still,
Yep.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Okay, the motion passed 20 and one not voting.
Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe and Unincorporated Tribe. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe selecting Mason Big Crow as treasurer of the Oglala Sioux Tribe for the 2024 Star Comes Out Muso administration. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14, 1935, in accordance with section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, codified at 25 USC subsection 5123, and under Article 3 of the Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. And whereas Article 3, Section 6 of the Constitution provides that the officers of the tribal council shall be a president and a vice president elected by members of the Oglala Sioux Tribe at large, and a secretary, a treasurer, and such other officers as may be deemed necessary, elected by the tribal council from within or outside of its own number. Officers selected from outside the membership of the council shall have no vote in the council except that the president shall vote in case of a tie. And whereas on December 6, 2022, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council selected Mason Big Crow for the position of treasurer of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. Now therefore be it resolved that the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council does hereby certify its selection of Mason Big Crow for the position of treasurer of the Oglala Sioux Tribe for the 2022-2024 Star Comes Out Muso administration certification.
Motion by Councilman Whitehorse, second by Councilman Yellow Boy. Okay, no questions. We'll run the vote, please.
Wesley Hawkins Senior,
Oh.
Jim Minks,
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Howard Brooks,
Yes.
Austin Watkins Senior, Tyler Yellow Boy,
For reals? Yes.
Wendell Youngman Junior,
Yes.
Anna Halverson,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo,
Yes.
George Dreamer Junior, Robin Tapio,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer.
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Ha.
Jackie Sears,
Oh,
Don Roy Gosper,
Yes.
John Steele,
Yes.
Garfield Steele,
Yep.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Okay, 20 and one not voting. Motion approved. Okay, next item on the agenda is selection of OST Sergeant at Arms.
Chairman.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You gotta swear him in.
Mason, you want to say a few words before we swear you in?
Thank you, council. I'm honored to be selected again for with you guys. We're this last year was a trying year. We did a lot of firsts for us up in the FAO department. It was the first time we ever gave money away at this magnitude. So we had to learn on the fly on how to do a lot of things. we kind of got a lot of that down now. So if we have to ever give any money away, we kind of got the gist of how to do it now. So thank you guys, and I'm looking forward to working with you guys for the next 2 years.
I state your name,
I, Mason Bigcrow,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will promote,
that I will promote,
preserve, and strengthen
preserve, and strengthen
the general welfare
the general welfare
of the Oglala Lakota Oyate,
of the Oglala Lakota Oyate,
and I will support and defend
and I will support and defend
this Constitution
this Constitution
and the human rights
and the human rights
of the Oglala Lakota Oyate,
of the Oglala Lakota Oyate,
and the human rights of other peoples
and the human rights of other peoples
as recognized
as recognized
in international laws,
in international laws,
treaties,
treaties,
which include both the 1851
which include both the 1851
and 1868
and 1868
Fort Laramie treaties and declarations.
and 1868 Fort Laramie treaties and declarations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
There's several candidates, so.
Councilman Carlo.
Thank you, Chairman. I guess my question is, are we going to, give each candidate a certain amount of time so they know? I mean, are we gonna, so we know what we're doing here? Are we gonna give them 10 minutes, 15 minutes? How's that going to work? Thank you.
Okay, how does a 5-minute intro and a 5-minute question sound? Okay, Mr. Ironclad, would you come up here, please? You'll have 5 minutes intro and 5 minutes question.
Amita Quippy, Nabetu, Wastecha, Chante Tanuskia, Napeti Glus Papalo, na Betu Waste Chichapalo. Fifth member position Kile Wachicha, Lechu Bahilo. Tokaya me Dueki, Tokaya Chichiak and Kel Victoria Eaglehearted chap. Na Tunkashla Mikhaki, Matthew Eaglehearted chap. Na Unchiwaki Mabel Thunderbolt chap. Na Atewaki Philip Ironclad chap. Na Tunkashla Mikhaki Jim Ironclad chap. Na Unchiwaki Mary Longaskunk chap. I'm interested in running for the 5th member position of the Oglala Sioux tribe And I feel that I'm qualified for this position. I understand and I speak the Lakota language. And I'm interested in the history of the Lakota people, particularly the 1851 and 1868 treaties and the Wounded Knee 1890. My grandfathers were signers of the 1868 treaty at Port Laramie. And when I worked for Oglala Lakota College, I taught courses, college courses about the 1868 treaty and Lakota history. In time, to the auspices of the Oglala Lakota College, I got my master's in Lakota leadership. And I was also obtained my master's thesis. I interviewed with chiefs and IRA leaders. The leaders shared with me the process in which we are able to obtain leadership in Lakota culture. It was through this process that I was able to describe Lakota leadership in its minute forms. In my doctoral thesis, I was interviewed individual Lakota leaders and Lakota leadership. I was able to attain my doctorate in philosophy from Walden University in August 2019. And so please use this as my letter of interest for a position as 5th member of the Oglala Sioux tribe. Also, I want to say congratulations to all the people who recently got in. I was really fortunate last night during our board meeting at the district that the district people really appreciated what I did the last 2 years as a district representative. And they, all the district council members, expressed their gratitude, for my serving the district the last couple of years. And so I'm really thankful, to be able to serve with you guys and be a part of this circle. But I wanted to go ahead and open it up for questions now, to whatever questions you have. Wopila.
Questions? Councilman Still?
Yeah, Richard, are you in touch with any treaty council?
Am I in
Do you know of any treaty council we work with?
Yeah, I was involved with the Black Hills Treaty Council before, I guess it was a lot of one of the main people passed on, so I wasn't able to, after that, they didn't have any meetings. And so I was involved with that.
It's my basic belief that our every action, our services are promises by the federal government through that treaty. And there are 5 United States Supreme Court cases that say treaties are to be interpreted by the Indians. And so we had several treaty councils that interpreted those treaties for us. I believe that this council needs to get back to that, basing everything upon treaty. And we need a treaty council to discuss the interpretations of all those promises they made. We need to hold the United States government to that, because they took millions and millions and hundreds of millions of acres of land in that treaty. They made promises. And we need to hold them to it. For our children. For our government here. And so, would you be able to put together a treaty council to do interpreting, to research what the old treaty councils had talked about, come up with something for this tribal council to work with in our present day efforts.
I believe so. One of the things that I found real interesting was that forming partnerships with there's some of the parts of the Black Hills, that they're doing cooperative agreements, with the tribes and with the treaty councils. And I think that, one of the places that's really significant to us is Wind Cave. Wind Cave is really one of the places where we were part of our origin story comes from Wind Cave. And I think that that's one of the places that's really important. And I think that we could establish a cooperative agreement, with the officials there at the Wind Cave. And I think that, the Wind Cave is really, really important because it's where we come from. It's part of our origin stories.
Question.
Thank you, Richard. I know that office there deals with a lot of our of who we are as Lakota people and our way of life, and it also deals with a lot of our natural resources, a lot of our ceremonial ways, treaties. But one thing that I kind of noticed is that we need to start looking at this administration is our language. Would you consider that to be one of your tasks to take on, to look at ways of strengthening our language within our people? Because I heard my uncle say our language is going to sleep. And that kind of scared me, And so I just thought maybe I better ask you, if that's something that you can take on if you were elected.
Kita language ki lila ta komani oyate ki oyaki ki hana ta komani Oglala ke vastekte.
Question, Councilman Yellowboy, then Councilman Still.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Lakshya, it's been an honor to serve with you as the past administration as a representative of your district. I guess my question to you is, if you're selected, what is one long-term goal and one short-term goal within that office if you're selected?
I guess the long-term goal, would be to get the Black Hills back, and I think the short-term goal is just to establish these cooperative agreements, with the with the Wind Cave and those areas, that we can start moving in that direction, start moving. And also it's really important now that we have a native, Deb Hallen, who's in a high position in Washington, DC. It's important to establish a relationship with her and, start working in that area too, and getting the Black Hills back.
I have another question is, we've been working on trying to bring our relatives home from Carlisle. Is that a project that you're willing to continue on, or if you are selected, is that something you're willing to follow up on?
Yes. I think that's really important that we bring our relatives home, for their burial here on the reservation. And I think that, there's some that were identified, that I think we should start bringing them back. Yeah.
Okay, Councilman Still.
Thank you. Mr. Ironclad, you know, I don't know where down the line this office turned into like a treaty office, but do you know the definition or not the definition, I guess the roles and responsibility in the Constitution for the fifth member's position?
I think the role of the person, you know, that's in this office, you know, is to establish, I guess, a relationship with the elders and with the different people that are in the communities, you know, and to talk about, I guess, one of the things that I've seen lately is that is to establish things in the communities, you know, to work with the elders in the communities and, you know, to develop a relationship with them.
Because the Constitution, when we had the last amendment, I know the role of the fifth member is to be the liaison between the tribal council and the executive committee. So that way the council knows what the executive committee is doing and the executive committee knows what the council's doing. So I think it's important that this office, I know they have some appointees, stay in tune with the committees so that they know what the council's working on and it don't conflict with anything that the executive committee is working on.
Any more questions, Councilman Sears?
Good morning, Richard. It was really an honor to work with you this past administration, and I look forward to, you know, working with you in the future. But I do have a question on the communication part. You know, there's a lot of issues that were worked on in the fifth member's office, and we do get a lot of people inquiring about the communication between your office and what you're doing, and when it involves the people out on the reservation here at Oyate. So how would you communicate with them and on important issues?
I think one of the important things is to get out into the community and to visit with people, you know, visit with the elders and, you know, with different people in the community, you know, and talk to them and see what's going on with them. And, you know, it's really important to be able to touch base with them and be able to communicate with them.
Thank you.
Councilman, a little white question, little hot question.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to also say thank you to the former council representative for Porcupine District, Mr. Ironclad. You know, it was a pleasure to serve with you these last 2 years. I think that learned a lot from you as well, you know, working with you these last 2 years. So I just want to say Wopila to you for being a part of the last administration. You know, I've always looked at the fifth member's office as a liaison, like you said, between the tribal council and the executive committee, not only out to our Oyate across the reservation, but I think in the Constitution, it also says that your role as a fifth member should be that all actions of the council should be given to the executive committee of the Oglala Sioux tribe. And it's supposed to be vice versa, you know, and I never have seen that really happen too much, only that the fifth member will give a report at every tribal council meeting, which to me is a report. But I think what we talked about is that it needs to be the actions of the council need to go to the fifth member's office, and you in turn give that to the executive committee, and the executive committee vice versa gives it to us as a council, and and out to the people. But I've also seen that the fifth member's office is a very crucial office, in terms of working with our treaty people across the reservation. Today we talk about our Lakota language, and our Lakota language is very crucial today, that we need to hold on to our language. We need to even preserve it. And I see that Oglala Lakota College did the very same thing with all of our Lakota speakers across the reservation. So they have that preserved here at Oglala Lakota College. And so I wanted to share that with you, and hope that if you should get in, that you would look at those things. I want to just share from my past, my uncle, my Lekshi, John around him, my mom's younger brother, once said, he was told at a meeting in Kyle that we're losing our language, and that language is the foundation to our culture and significance as a tribe. And I really believe that that's what it is. And so the fifth member's office is a very crucial office that is supposed to work on those things. And I hope that if you should make it in, that those are the things I'd like to see that fifth member's office do, and to work on our treaties and preserving our treaties. And what else can we do? Your long-term goal of getting back the Black Hills, is something that I really believe that Oglala Sioux tribe, we really need to look at those things and to be able to work at that, So I just want to share that today, and hope that when you get in, if you would, work on those. Thank you.
Wopila.
Any more questions? Wolfgang. Okay, Bo, Little White Man. Mr. Little White Man, you have five minutes for introduction, 5 minutes question.
Good morning, council, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bo Little White Man. I am from the Medicine District, former council. Current treasurer's assistant. I worked with many of you guys for a few years now. It's good to see you guys. Good to see the new council. Happy to see them. But I'm here because of my interest in becoming the fifth member of the Oglala Sioux Tribe Executive Board. I will work diligently and proficiently with reporting to council of the decisions made by the Executive Board and everything and anything that is assigned to the fifth member's office. Introduction.
Any questions? Okay, Councilman Steers.
I'll just ask you the same question I did ask the other candidate. That the fifth member's office was dealing with a lot of important issues this past term. And communication was one of the concerns from the people. So how would you get that information and communication of some very important issues out to the Oyate?
Well, I'll work with every single one of you guys, and you guys are deeply well-rooted in your communities. And so I will be out there with you guys on any event that you guys want me to attend with you guys. But truthfully, I will be real. If anybody has any questions, they could either email me or text me. Text me just straight up. If you guys got questions. And it's easier for me to work with you guys in your communities. If I wanted to work in Pass Creek, I'll work with James and Anna. Same with your district throughout the reservation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions? Councilman Whitehorse?
Thank you. I'll ask Tyler's question because he had to get on a conference call. So,
Yes.
Can you give us one short-term goal and one long-term goal for if you were to be selected?
Short-term goal. Well, let's start with the long-term goal. You know, you guys always you guys wanted to see more working with our culture and our language, preserving our language. And so I would really like to work with the education committee and meeting with the schools, because it all starts at home. The language everything starts at home, And so I would really like to work with those guys on preserving getting our language learned more, even with it having to be within like the stores, stop signs, anything that can be read, can be translated into the Lakota language. So that's one of my long-term goals anyway, is to help preserve the language. Even though I could understand it, I can't speak it. And then for my short-term goals is to make it these next 2 years. Honestly, I can't think of a short-term goal that is in this office. That is all.
Questions? Okay, Wopila.
Thank you.
Okay, Charles Mato. Hello. Okay, Mr. Malo, you have 5 minutes introduction and 5 minutes questions.
Here, I was sitting back there, I couldn't hear, so ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to take a lot of time. I'm kind of tired. I'm sure you're tired from sitting there. But first of all, I want to say congratulations to all of you. And as you mentioned, my name is Charles Montello. I'm from your Cal, South Dakota. Direct descendant of Chief Wilbur and Lakota, I speak Lakota. Matter of fact, I used to teach it at the college. Background, just briefly, I got a bachelor's degree, University of Dubuque in '83. MA in religion, 85. Divinity in 87. And if I wrote one more term paper, I could have a doctorate in divinity, but at the moment, that isn't really my goal. The reason I'm running for the 5th member office, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm kind of out of breath here, forgive me, is because I have already been, from our people, the traditional people, I have been designated a keeper of the sacred headdress. And I've got some sacred documents that I don't want to speak too much about it. Let's just say some sacred documents that have been in undercover or underground for the last 100 years or so. In 1893 and 1896, there were 2 treaty meetings. There were 2 treaty meetings, and these were written down in Lakota. What happened though was way back then, unfortunately, we had people who worked or sided with the Milahanska. So the treaty papers and the treaty documents and the treaty headdress had to go underground. It's been there for the last 100 years. And these two documents I referred to, the 1893, 1896 meeting, it tells exactly what happened at that 1876 Many-Penny Commission meeting. As you will recall, there were two commission meetings. The first was Allison Commission, 1875, tried to buy the Black Hills, it didn't work. Following year, they sent the missionaries, Bishop Whipple, Father Hinman, there's others, Gaylord, I think it was. In 1876, that's when they stole the Black Hills. And our people knew exactly how they did it. We've got written records of how they did it, who was involved, so on and so forth. But it stayed underground because of the distrust, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm not going to go on too long. I welcome questions. I'm kind of tired myself, but my goals are to work with you, ladies and gentlemen, to work with the tribal council, each and every one of you, and to pursue what we can do for our people, utilizing some of these documents. I translated them, Lakota, it's written in Lakota. I know exactly what it says. And I believe, and let me just put it this way, I know we can make some big inroads in recovering some of the Black Hills for our people. It's a strategy, and it's the correct interpretation and working with you, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm not going to go on too long. Okay, I'm kind of tired. Forgive me. I'm a little getting older nowadays, 62 years old, and kind of bald-headed too. So you forgive me. But anyway, any questions, please, just go right ahead.
Councilman Sears.
Good afternoon, Judge Montelo, or ex-judge. But I just have one question. Sure. I think I asked all the candidates. The fifth member's office deals with a lot of issues this past administration, but there's some concerns of communication with our Oyate out there. So how would you communicate with them to get out information to them?
How would I communicate with? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. How would I communicate with the tribal council?
The Oyate.
That would be very simple, ma'am. I could willing to go to each district and have some kind of district meeting and talk to the people in Lakota if they wish. If you want to speak Mexican, I can do that too, But yeah, communication is key. I mean, I'll be there. I'm very committed to, as I said, I've been appointed already. I'm a keeper. I'm a protector of headdress and documents. I'm a designated protector, let's put it that way. So, yeah, absolutely. Communication is key.
Thank you.
Yeah, also, I forgot to mention that. She mentioned I was a judge. I was a judge for 17 years, but somehow I forgot that. Okay. Any other questions, please? Feel free.
No questions?
If not, go ahead, please. If not, there are no other questions. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your consideration for fifth member. I believe I can do a very wonderful job in working with you and with the people. I'm big on research. I have been researching the last 20 years, and I work very well with people. So I would appreciate you put me in as your next fifth member. Let's get right down to it, okay? This is the best man for the job. Not kidding you. Thank you.
Justin Puyer. Mr. Puyer, you have 5 minutes to introduction and 5 minutes questions.
I was just wondering if you can get the score clock running to get the time going up there. We are now Vichasha will teach you that you are Chante Washtena Bet Uzapalo. Coach Chajeki Gasani Chahowaste Imacha. Ate Waye James Bob Puyer Lakota jeki Lakota pahisite etaha. Ina waye Jeannie Ryan Huyer Lakota jeki Lakota we Ohunupa na humpapa. Promise South Dakota etaha. I want to greet everybody here today. I'm here to put in my name, run for the 5th member's office. You know, the last term I stood as the 5th member. We worked on a lot of issues. You know, one thing that I wanted to do right off was to clean up the Black Hills Sioux Nation Council. There was gentlemen on there that were serving as 2 different spots. So we had a meeting with local Oyate and went through the process to have a new seat selected. So we got the five members on that one. Starting working with the treaties, you know, reaching out with Rosebud. Sioux Tribe has the only treaty office that we know of. Other tribes are trying to get them started, but they don't have them in place. So, you know, working with Phil Two Eagle, setting up treaty meetings, funding treaty meetings, and trying to reinforce the treaty issues like was stated earlier, than healthcare, public safety, highways, education. They're all in the treaties. And like I said before, it should be something we can strengthen. So whenever you guys go to DC, you have more tools to work with. You know, the treaties, I know the government would gladly just see the treaties go away, but that's, you know, what we say, the law of the land, and it's something that we want to enforce. And so, you know, working with all the treaty guys, the older ones, you know, still reaching out to get education from, you know, there's a lot of people with treaty knowledge out there, but it's just, you know, getting out there and communicating with them. You know, this past term, we worked on a lot of issues, you know, a lot of repatriation stuff. I've helped, I don't like to brag myself up, but I helped lead the charge to return a bunch of Wounded Knee Massacre items from Barre, Massachusetts. And, you know, working with the descendants groups, not only here on Pine Ridge, but Eagle Butte and up in Standing Rock. Working with those descendants, you know, you get to learn the intergenerational trauma that is carried with them. So, you know, bringing the stuff back, we was hoping that it would be, you know, start a healing process. So we was fortunate enough, the planets aligned adequately, and, you know, we was able to return all them items from Massachusetts. Also, there was another big issue down in Indianapolis where a guy named Don Miller, a grave robber that came up in the Ocheti-Shakoi area and was stealing remains and funerary items and objects. And the FBI caught him. 2 years into the case, he dies. So the FBI had all these items and remains down in Indianapolis. So it's something that we worked on too. You know, we also returned those, working with the other THIPO offices, getting a consensus from all the other tribes, and not just Ocheti-Shakoi, but Northern Cheyenne, Arapaho. You know, we don't know where this guy stole all his stuff from. So, you know, having to set up THIPO meetings and talking with those guys. So, you know, learning all of these issues, you know, boarding school issues, Carlisle was talked about, and, you know, returning the ones that are at Carlisle, but also we got to consider the family's wishes. You know, maybe the families that are related, they want to leave them there. You don't want to disturb that grave, because once you bring someone out of the ground, that hole is left to be filled yet. So, you know, that's one of the teachings that I've learned a long time ago when my grandma passed away and promised. So, you know, those kind of issues, we need to be cognizant of the family's wishes also. So it's a fine line to walk, you know. And being with the tribe for, I'm going on 29 years, employed with the tribe, 2 years as a politician. But, you know, bringing that experience to this position, knowing how the committees work, knowing how the tribal council works, knowing how the needs of the people need to be addressed. And, you know, sometimes the meetings get rough, but, you know, you just gotta be patient and, you know, listen to the people. I think I'm close to 5 minutes. The buzzer didn't go off, so.
Questions? Councilman Sears?
Yeah, good afternoon, Justin. I'm going to ask you the same question about communication with all the, you know, important projects that you were working on and information. How would you communicate with the people out there in our communities, the Oyate? How would you get the message and communicate with them?
Yeah, that was one thing I considered when I did get in as fifth member in the past, but still, you know, working in pandemic and COVID going around, it was kind of, you know, we try to get out, meet with people, but then the numbers will blow up, so we have to back off. I was hoping, you know, if with a public relations officer in either the president's office or with the tribe in general, you know, something we can put out like a newsletter. You know, we do, fifth member's office does give a monthly report, but to get out to the people, it's just, a lot of times it's more like we're receiving a phone call on an issue and then we'll go out and talk with the group, you know, the elderly group. That's another thing that needs to be cleared up. The council started working on a elderly council, the advisory council, and then it kind of stalled out. So, you know, it's, you know, there's elders out there that want to be included in, you know, the works with the president, worked with the tribe. And it was, you know, it was part of the fifth member's office. So we funded a few meetings, went to a few meetings, but it never was really supported. So, you know, that's one thing that if I get in, that's something I want to work with the president on, and I talked to him about it already, but we need to, you know, look at the Gray Eagles that's already established and see how that body is elected and seated. So I'm one person that doesn't have Facebook, so I don't know. We almost started a Facebook, but I chickened out.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Councilman Whitehorse?
I'm gonna ask you Tyler's question. So can you name one long-term goal and one short-term goal?
Short-term goal is really establishing the Windanese descendants' needs and bringing them all back together. You know, since the Berry issue, there's been a lot of meetings that's been happening here, like I said, in the other reservations. So we're continue working with them, and there's a lot that needs to be done at the massacre site. A lot of things that we talked about, you know, on December 29th, we're planning a memorial for all the items that we brought back. You know, what I talked about in the past was trying to get out to the schools to, it seems like a lot of the schools and grade schools already they kind of incorporated the language, but it seems like our bigger schools that is funded by the state, they're not really working that hard to teach our kids the language at the Shannon County schools or Oglala Lakota College schools. So, you know, getting with them and trying to incorporate some type of curriculum, not only language, but we also need to teach these kids and remind them of the Black Hills, the docket 74, 78, 4A and B, so that, you know, once the decision comes to them, they need to have the education backing up why we don't want to accept that money. And, you know, so that's, you know, the short term, to have some type of cultural camp with students. And long-term goal is, establishing a treaty office. That's probably my short-term goal also, but we need a treaty office with the tribe. And we wrote a proposal, gave it to past president. We thought we had it funded. Then, right towards the end, we lost the funding. So it's something that we really need to work with. Black Hills Sioux Nation Council, not only with the older gentlemen that we have on there, I think we need to start looking at bringing in college students and people younger would have the fresher education and ability to network. So, there's a lot of, I handed out a sheet of paper. A lot of the issues that we worked on are on there. There's a lot of cultural issues out there, a lot of boarding schools with Lakota kids up in Canada, Carlisle, Oklahoma, the Canton, South Dakota, where the graveyard is at there, that they're building a golf course on, returning those items, those remains. So there's a lot to do in the office, and if I selected, I would like to continue those.
Questions? Okay, thank you.
Oh, Opila, gracias.
Sergeant Arms. Iron Cloud. Or who is?
Yeah, he has things to pass out.
Okay, Sergeant Arms is going to go around, pass some slips out to vote. Councilman Puyer.
Chair and council and those guests, before we take a vote on this, I'd like to get a clarification from our consensus from the body here, because even though I and Justin have the last name, do I excuse myself or vote? I know I'll probably get blasted on Facebook. I hear it all the time, but at least I hope not from this body, but different people out there. So I'd like to know as a guidance which way to turn to on this for myself.
I believe that's your choice. So. Councilman Whitehorse.
So is this are we just going to do one vote and select the highest one, or are we going to knock it down to two and then select from the top two?
We can knock it down to two.
But if somebody gets 50%, we go with that?
That's correct. 51. Yes, just vote for one. Okay, so I believe lunch will be here at 12:30. We'll get through these next two and break for lunch.
Good afternoon, relatives and people listening on the radio here. Congratulations to all the new council, the old council coming back. My name is Ed Ironclad and I'm a sergeant at arms and I'll be reading off the names as we do the count for the fifth member's office. Oglala. Charles Motlow. Richard Ironclad. Justin Puyer. Justin Puyer. Richard Ironclad. Justin Puyer. Bo, little white man. Justin Puyer. Justin Puyer. Justin Puyer. Justin Puyer. Richard Ironclad. Justin Puyer. Justin Puyer. Justin Puyer. Justin Puyer. Richard Ironclad. Bo, little white man. I'm gonna disqualify this one because they made it too small. Bo, little white man. Oglala. Borrow my hand. So the results here are Richard Ironclad 4, Bo Little White Man 3, Charles Motlow 1, and Justin Puyer 11.
Motion to approve the vote.
Second.
Thank you, council, for voting.
Motion by Councilman Whitehorse, second by Councilman Goldsberry. Call for the vote.
Wesley Hawkins Senior,
Oh,
Jim Meeks,
Yep.
Cora Whitehorse,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
yes.
Howard Rooks,
Yes.
Austin Watkins Senior,
Oh.
Tyler Yellowboy, Wendell Youngman Junior,
Yes.
Anna Halverson,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo,
Yes.
George Dreamer Junior, Robin Tapio,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer.
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Ha.
Jackie Sears,
Oha.
Don Roy Gosper,
Yes.
John Still,
Yes.
Garfield Still,
Yep.
Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Nineteen yes, two not voting. Motion passed.
Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe and Unincorporated Tribe. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe selecting Justin Poyer as fifth member of the Oglala Sioux Tribe for the 2022-2024 Star Comes Out Muso administration. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14th, 1935, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, codified at 25 U.S.C. subsection 5123. And under Article 3 of the Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. Whereas Article 3, Section 6 of the Constitution provides that the officers of the Tribal Council shall be a president and a vice president elected by the members of the Oglala Sioux Tribe at deemed necessary at large, and the secretary and treasurer and such other officers as may be deemed necessary, elected by the tribal council from within or outside its own number. Officers selected from outside the membership of the council shall have no vote in the council except that the president shall vote in case of a tie. And whereas on December 6, 2022, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council selected Justin Poyer for the position of fifth member of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. Now therefore be it resolved that the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council does hereby certify its selection of Justin Poyer for the position of fifth member of the Oglala Sioux Tribe for the 2022-2024 Star Comes Out Muso administration. Certification.
Motion by Councilman Whitehorse, second by Councilman Youngman. Call for the vote.
Wesley Hawkins Senior,
Oh.
Jim Minks, Carl Whitehorse,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Howard Brooks,
Yes.
Austin Watkins Senior,
Oh.
Tyler Yellowboy, Wendell Youngman Junior,
Yes.
Anna Halverson,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo,
Yes.
George Dreamer Junior, Robin Tapio,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Ha.
Jackie Sears,
Oha.
Don Gosper,
Yes.
John Still,
Yes.
Garfield Still,
Yep.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Nineteen yes, two not voting. Motion passed.
Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
Justin Poyer,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will promote,
that I will promote,
preserve, and strengthen
preserve, and strengthen
the general health and welfare
the general health and welfare
of the Oglala Lakota Oyate,
of the Oglala Lakota Oyate,
and I will support and defend this Constitution
and I will support and defend this Constitution
and the human rights
and the human rights
of the Oglala Lakota Oyate,
of the Oglala Lakota Oyate,
and the human rights
and the human rights
of other peoples
of other peoples
as recognized in international laws,
as recognized in international laws,
treaties,
treaties,
which include both
the
1851 and 1868
1851 and 1868
Fort Laramie treaties and declarations.
Fort Laramie treaties and declarations.
Congratulations and thank you for your service.
Thank you. I want to say Wopila Council, Executive Board, looking to an exciting 2 years of working together. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Question.
Since Mr. Ed Ironclad's the only one for the Sergeant at Arms, I'd like to nominate Mr. Ironclad for Sergeant at Arms.
Table it.
Councilman Steele,
Second.
motion by Councilman Poyer, second by Councilman Steele.
Wesley Hawkins Senior,
Oh.
Jim Minks,
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Howard Brooks,
Yes.
Austin Watkins Senior,
Oh.
Tyler Yellowboy,
Yes.
Wendell Youngman Junior,
Yes.
Anna Halverson,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo,
Yes.
George Dreamer Junior, Robin Tapio,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Jackie Sears, Don Roy Gosper,
Yes.
John Steele,
Yep.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Nineteen yes, 2 not voting. Motion passed. Resolution. I just want to pass the word that Councilman Dreamer had a baby girl. So, congratulations, Councilman Dreamer.
Do the resolution first, you certify, but you need to do the resolution.
Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe certifying the selection of Edward Ironclad III as Sergeant at Arms Critic for the 2022-2024 Star Comes Out Muso administration. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14, 1935, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, codified at 25 USC subsection 5123, and under Article 3 of the Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. And whereas Article 3, Section 6 of the Constitution and bylaws provides that the officers of the Tribal Council shall be president and vice president elected by members of the Oglala Sioux Tribe at large, and a secretary, treasurer, and such offices may be deemed necessary, elected by the Tribal Council from within or outside of its own number. Officers selected from outside the membership of the council shall have no vote in the council except that the president shall vote in the case of a tie. And whereas on December 6, 2022, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council selected Edward Ironclad III for the position of Sergeant at Arms Critic of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. Now therefore be it resolved that the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council does hereby certify its selection of Edward Ironclad III for the position of Sergeant at Arms Critic of the Oglala Sioux Tribe for the 2022-2024 Star Comes Out Muso administration certification.
Motion by Councilman Steele, second by Councilman Carlo.
Wesley Hawkins Senior,
Oh.
Jim Minks, Cora Whitehorse,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Howard Brooks,
Yes.
Austin Watkins Senior, Tyler Yellowboy,
Yes.
Wendell Youngman Junior,
Yes.
Anna Halverson,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo,
Yes.
George Dreamer Junior, Robin Tapio,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
David Poyer.
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Jackie Sears,
Uh-huh.
Don Roy Gosper,
Yes.
John Steele, Garfield Steele, Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Nineteen yes, two not voting, motion passed. Sergeant at Arms.
Thank you very much, Council. I'd just like to introduce myself to those of you that may not know me and the public listening out there and all the guests here and all listening in Keely Radio Land. My name is Edward Ironclad III. I come from Porcupine and I just served the last 2 years as Sergeant at Arms. And I'd like to say it was a great honor to serve with the council, the executive board and the staff, as well as serving the people of the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation as best I could. And once again, I'm from the Porcupine District and I come from, had 9 siblings, 1 passed away. My father is Eddie Ironclad Jr., my mother is Mary Locke Ironclad, who are both deceased. And I just want to say thank you very much. And if I could briefly say that, I want to encourage that we, as a tribe here, we could move forward and help the people. As you look to the left, there's a teepee there, Tiekcha, and that teepee is who we represent. And that's the backbone of who we are as a people. And I'm hoping that we could help make the lives better for the people out there that are, that are living out there. So with that, I'll just say Wopila for your support, and thank you all for listening out there in Keely Radio Land and for electing your leadership. Wopila. Hello.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Edward Ironclad III,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will promote, preserve, and strengthen
I will promote, preserve, and strengthen
the general health and welfare
the general health and welfare
of the Oglala Lakota Oyate,
of the Oglala Lakota Oyate.
and I will support and defend
I will support and defend
this Constitution
this Constitution
and the human rights
and the human rights
of the Oglala Lakota Oyate
of the Oglala Lakota Oyate
and the human rights
and the human rights
of other peoples
as
recognized in international laws,
as recognized in international law.
treaties which include
both
the 1851
and
1868 Fort Laramie
1861 Fort Laramie Treaty
and declarations.
and declarations.
Congratulations.
Oh.
Chair, I wonder if the drum could sing an honor song for the executive committee and Mr. Ironclad.
Yes, we can do that. Then we'll break for lunch.
Chola.